Steve, Mississippi, you're on Winning at Life with Gregory Ricks. How can we help you, Steve?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you taking my call. I've got a question. With all this money that the government's been holding in just all these obscure directions in an attempt to help our economy, I've got a CD coming due, and I'm thinking about putting into precious metals, and I'm concerned about the failure of the dollar, whether it's coming or China or Soros. There's a lot of people gunning for our dollar, and I was wondering what your opinion was of that. And I'll listen off the air for your answer.
Great, thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. I think the dollar is strong because it is strong. I think it's going to continue. Look, the whole world's dealing with this pandemic. Is this perfect here? No, but it's kind of like if you go on a business trip. We used to do that, and your boss would call and say, "Look, James, we're going to need you to stay another day. There's a change in the deal. We're going to need you to stay another day." And James is looking at his suitcase because I know how he travels. He carries a carry-on bag. He's looking, I only brought enough shirts for the 2 days I was here. So then he's got to figure out, I'm going to have to use the cleanest dirty shirt. That's what the U.S. is globally, the cleanest.
But I just want to sort of ask the concept, just for Steve to think about and the other guy listening to think about, is, okay, so the world's currency isn't going to be the dollar anymore. The oil across the planet is traded in dollars, and so many other things are traded in dollars, and the U.S. Treasury backs up so many other countries, period. So many central banks, period. If the dollar is no longer the dominant currency, what replaces it? Someone has to win the Super Bowl. It can't be a tie. And that's the big question. That's sadly, that's the best thing holding up the dollar right now. Is there's
the euro?
Heck no.
Renminbi?
Even worse. Yen, pretty bad. Whatever they're doing in Argentina, don't worry. They reset theirs like every 15 years. It's almost like clockwork.
Yeah, I don't see what replaces it. You remember what is the currency used for global oil trade?
The dollar.
The dollar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big problem you have, and that's the dirty shirt metaphor.
What backs up most countries' currencies?
We do, or the dollar.
Treasuries, yeah. U.S. Treasuries.
So the cleanest dirty shirt analogy is, hey, you're right. This shirt does stink, and it does have a couple stains on it, and it's not as nice as it used to be when you brought it on the trip. But the other three shirts are even worse. So you're going to have to stick with this one if you're going to close that deal.
It'd been a while since I used that analogy, but I just felt that was the right story.